day, everybody, and once again we are back together. All right, so now we are looking at 8.3, the story about the train. So let's get right into it. If you haven't subscribed, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. All right, so the question says a train takes 40 minutes to cover 2/3 of a revolution of a circular track. Okay, they say the diameter of the track is 8 kilometers. Right. Now, let's quickly check. So, firstly, we've got a circular track, okay? And there are several things that they give us about that circular track. They said to us, this train actually takes 40 minutes to cover only 2/3. So, meaning that the arc length, and please, I want you to see that, okay? So, the arc length that will be covered will be about 2/3. Okay, let's do that. Okay, not the entire circle. So about 2/3 of that track. Okay, right. Now, we need to find out what is the distance. Okay, now remember that an entire revolution, or in this case, what we normally regard as the circumference of a circle, right? So we say that is 2 pi r. Okay. So if we were to look at the arc length here, that would be 2 pi r. But think about it. I want you to note, in this case, we've got 2/3 of the circumference of a circle. So that's 2/3 of 2 pi r. Okay? Now, here's another thing. They didn't give us the value of the radius, but they rather gave us the diameter. So, in this case, remember that the diameter is twice the radius, okay? In this case, so we know that if we were looking for the diameter, right, that's twice the radius, okay? So, meaning that the radius is half the diameter. So, we can then say that this is 2 over 3, right? The 2r is actually 1 diameter. So this is pi multiplied by the diameter. So I'm going to say this is 2 over 3 pi multiplied by the diameter, and this is 8 kilometers that was given. Okay, right, so let's calculate that. So that's 2 over 3, and that's multiplied by pi multiplied by 8, and I get a value of 16.76 kilometers, right? So that's the arc length, right? Or in this case, that is the total distance that is covered by the train. But what were we looking for in the question? They said calculate the peripheral velocity of the train in kilometers per hour. That's very important. Okay, so what have we done? We found out the distance that will be covered by the train, right? Within, in this case, the 40 minutes. Okay, so they said we cover the distance 2/3, but we cover this within 40 minutes. Now, the question is, how many hours is 40 minutes? Remember, we must give this answer in kilometers per hour. So I'm going to say, right, 1 hour, okay, 1 hour is 60 minutes, okay? So how many hours is 40 minutes? All right, so all I simply do to get the value of x, if I cross multiply, I'll have 60x is equal to 41 multiplied by 40 is 40. And so, in terms of time, I can say, well, the time there is 40 over 60 of an hour. So, meaning that's again going to be 2/3 of an hour, right? So, 40 minutes is 2/3 of an hour. Okay? Right. So, let's calculate the peripheral velocity, meaning the velocity, the instantaneous velocity, if you may call it that. So we say that S is equal to V multiplied by T, okay? So distance is equal to speed multiplied by time. Okay, so we've got the distance. That's going to be 16.76. Okay, and the speed, if you remember, we were able to to determine in this case. In fact, that's what we're trying to determine. What am I trying to say? Right, so we're trying to determine the speed, and in this case, in terms of time, we've got 2/3 of an hour. Okay, right, so you can divide both sides by 2/3, or just multiply by 3/2. Okay, that cancels with that, and so what we've got there is 16.76, and this is divided by 2/3. Okay, and I get that our velocity, our speed, is 25.14 kilometers. Now remember, per hour. Okay, so this is kilometers per hour. Nothing wrong if you wrote it in the way that I wanted to write it with kilometers per hour in that way. Even though that's the old convention, this is the one that we use actually. And that's a more recent update of the SI units. Right, so that's 25.14 kilometers per hour. All right, and that is the peripheral speed of the train. All right, now let's go on to the next question. They say to us, calculate the time it takes to complete 4 revolutions. Okay, so how I choose to approach this one, we want to now obtain, this is 8.3.2, okay? So we want to find out how long it will take to complete 4 revolutions, right? Actually, there are 2 ways in which I can show you how to do that. But let me start with the first one, right? So firstly, I want to find out how long would it take to complete a revolution, or I can find out the total distance, right, in 4 revolutions. Okay, and how would we do that? We're going to say, well, S is equal to, right? So remember, we are talking 4 revolutions. We always say that the arc length is r multiplied by theta, right? In this case, which is the central, or rather, let me rather say the central angle, right? But I know in this case that that's measured in radians, right? So I know that also we can say, well, this is 2 pi r, okay? But we're not given the distance. Once again, we are just simply given, that's 2 pi r, but that's multiplied rather by 4, okay? So this is just 1 revolution if we say 2 pi r, but if we have to do that 4 times, I'm going to multiply that by 4, okay? So 2r, you remember I said that's the distance, okay? That's the diameter rather. So this is going to be 2r, that's diameter multiplied, or we can say pi multiplied by the diameter, multiplied by 4. So that's pi. Our diameter is 8 kilometers, that's what they said, okay? And multiply that by 4. Let's calculate that quickly. That's pi multiplied by 8, diameter multiplied by 4. There's 4 revolutions. Okay, so in this case, that's the number of revolutions that I found, or the total distance that I have found. Okay, so that's 100.53. Now, I found the distance. So we know if we are looking for the time, we always say S is V multiplied by time. We know what the distance is, right? Rather, the velocity is, the speed is, so that's 100.53. Okay, let me see, I calculated that correctly. Okay, so that's equal to Our velocity is 25.14. Uh, 0.14, and that's multiplied by t. So divide that by 25.14 to find out what the time is. All right, and what is that going to be? So that's divided by 25.14. That's in kilometers per hour. And I get a time of 3.998. I mean, we can already say that's approximately 4 hours. Okay, so that's how long it will take to complete 4 revolutions in this case. And that is how the cookie crumbles, ladies and gents. Okay, so in this question, we are done. So I'm going to be looking at question 9 next time. But for now, let's leave it there. And I'll see you guys in our next session. Sharp, sharp.